Okay, there will be a 3 problems only on your exam, and that's a 50 minutes, 50 minutes, and you have 3 problems. So that should be more than enough time to do 3 problems within 50 minutes. All right, so again, it's gonna be like last time. You have to show your work. Okay, I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes, and so you guys can come up with some problems you want me to go over. And then actually, let me start sharing this because I want to show you guys Julia, so we can kind of work on Julia some, because it's, so it looks like to me some of you guys wants to know more about Julia, so let's go and do that. Say I want to find a area under the curve using our rectangles. Okay, so my function is this. Okay, so that is my function. All right, say I want to know between, say, let me see for a minute. Just for me, okay, so because I want to graph some and then show you guys the graph. Oh, the graph looks like this. Okay, that's what graph looks like. Okay, so but anyway, you don't have to worry about using plots and all that. I want to show you graph. I mean, this is the red graph that I just show you on your screen. That's what it looks like, but I want to just confirm, make sure that is what it is. And then we're going to, okay, I'm gonna wait to show up the plot. And then the one that I'm trying to do is say, I'm gonna do this. This is what the graph looks like. All right. So I'm only looking at from a -1 to 4. Okay, -1 to 4, that's what your graph looks like. Say, I want to find my area between 1 to say 4. All right, so I'm gonna call my A is equal to 1, my B is equal to 4. And then, my function is this. what was my function? X squared and the what? Plus 4x plus 2. All right. So that's my graph. And then say, I need to find upper sum and lower sum. Upper sum means you're doing a above rear area. The rear area is this right here under the curve. These are the rear area. All right, these are the rear area. But yes, we know how to find it using a calculus, but I want you to also know the concept. Say, so physical aspect of, say, you have to find this using a geometry, which means like area of a rectangle. That's the time we're going to use it, okay? So yes, I know how to do it by using a fundamental theorem of calculus. We can find the exact area under the curve. But say, I'm not using a calculus right now. I just want to do this a geometric way, okay? Using a geometric figure like rectangle to figuring out the area under the curve. Okay, in that case, okay, I'm going to erase that part. So we're going to draw our area. Say I want to find my, that's another thing. I need to say my n, my rectangle. My rectangle to be, say, a 4. Okay, my rectangle to be 4. In that case, I need to draw 4 rectangles. Okay, so I'm going to draw 4 rectangles. All right, and then I'm going to say I have to find 2 different ones. So I'm going to use a yellow color for the upper sum. Upper sum is the one yellow color. That means I'm using this as my rectangle. Okay, so I have a rectangle, which means, as you can see, I'm getting a more area than in the real true answers. Okay, the true answer is the blue line is. So I'm getting more than that is. So I have this rectangle. Okay, these are the upper sum. Okay, now I'm gonna use yellow. I'm gonna use a green to do the lower sum. Lower sum means I'm using a green. So I'm using that as my height. Okay, at upper sum you're using that to be height. I'm gonna use rectangle. Okay, that is your height. So look at the picture. You can see upper sum and lower sum, you share 3 rectangles same. This and this and this is a common rectangles. You see you got the green and the yellow, they're same. Those are the common rectangles. So in other words, upper sum, I'm gonna call it upper sum, I'm gonna call it 1, 2, 3, 4. So upper sum is you using f of, you starting with a, right? So 1 plus, remember the width? Width is b minus a over n, which case, this case is 4 minus 1 over 4, which is 3/4. So it'd be 1 over 3/4 and times 3/4. That's the first rectangle. Second rectangle is 3/4 times f of 1 plus 2 times 3/4 plus 3/4, 1 plus 3 times 3/4 plus 3/4 times f of 1 plus 4 times 3/4. All right, so that is upper sum. Now look at the lower sum. Lower sum, as you can see, upper sum starts right here. Okay, that is f of 1 plus 3/4. Okay, now look at the lower sum. Lower sum starts right here. Which is f of 1. All right, so lower sum is kind of like the same thing as upper sum. 3/4 times f over 1 plus 3/4 times f of 1 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 times f of 1 plus 2 times 3/4 plus f of 1 plus 3/3/4. Okay, so look at the upper sum and lower sum. Let's compare. So upper sum starts with a 1 plus 3/4. So as you can see, this and this and this is a common with here and lower sum. So that's right here that I'm talking about, these 3 items. Okay, so lower sum starts with the very beginning, f of a or f of 1, and upper sum ends with the last one, which is f of b. So this is the same as f of b. Over here is the same as f of a. All right, so now let's do this problem in Julia. So everybody get this picture ready so you can kind of see it. So you need to show me your work like this, what I did. All right, or you can show this work in Julia. So let's look at through the Julia. So this is a Julia that we're gonna do. So we decide to look at oh, excuse me, let me draw my picture again. So this is what it looks like. So we're gonna do, so that is my A, that's my B. On your exam like this, I'm gonna give you what A and B is, and I'm gonna also tell you how many N that I want you to use. For this case, I wanna say 4. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. So we already got our function here. So the thing that you gotta do is starting with write down the function name. So function is equal to, this is also. That's what I'm doing. Okay, show my work in Julia. So f of x. So what is the function that's given to me? That's what I'm gonna do. This the example that we're gonna do is x squared plus 4 times x plus 2. That's the problem. And then I'm gonna tell you what a to use. A to be b at 1. I wanna use the b to be what? 4, and I also want you to use n to be 4. The number of, okay, and then let me explain this one. That is what. That is what. Number, right? All right, so now I need to find the width. Can I just call it an h? H is b minus a, everything divided by n. That is my width. Width of a rectangle. Okay. And then height. I have a different height. The very first height is what? The very first height is a. That's my first height. What's the second one? Second height is what? A plus h times 1. What was it that I did? How I did it? I need to do exactly the same way that I did with your other example so you can see the difference. Oh, I don't have that anymore. Okay. So first one is to start with that. The next one is starting with what? 1. That will be the, I should say, not the first rectangle, but you have to say what? Okay, let's just do it. Let's do find the lower sum. Okay, find the lower sum. Well, how would you do? The finding a lower sum means lower sum is equal to what? Height, the width times what? F of the first one. Well, if you want, you can just put 1 because we're starting with 1. And plus, what's the second one? H times F of 1 plus height, which is 3/4. Did I find the H yet? Yeah, right here, 3/4, 0.75, right? 0.75. So you can add 0.75. So say 0.75. What's the next one? H times F of 1 plus 2 times 0.75. That's your second rectangle. And then now what do you do? H times F of 1 plus 3 times 0.75. So you got all 4 rectangles. So they gave you equal to 4715. So this is what we just found. So I'm going to draw 4 rectangles. So that's what I found, lower sum. So this is this height right here is F of 1. Next one over here, this height is F of 1 plus 0.75, because the height, the width, I call it H, is equal to B minus A, everything over N, which is same as 4 minus 1 over 4, which is 3/4. That's the same as 0.75. That's my width. So next one, how to find this one over here. That one is f of 1 plus 2 times 0.75. What about this one over here? That one is same as f of 1 plus 3 times 0.75. All right, so that's what I just did over here. All right, so that is the lower sum. You're done with the one work. So using a Julia is useful because you get to do all this work instead of doing one by one. You can just plug it in. You can just plug it in like this and you'll be done. Okay, now let's do upper sum. Okay, so upper sum starts with where? Upper sum starts with over here. So that's my first one. That's my second one. That's my third one. That's my fourth one. So upper sum shares this one. Okay, so I'm going to say upper sum starts with h times f of 1 plus 0.75 and then plus h times, again I'm sharing this one, f of 1 plus 2 times 0.75. Third one is also sharing same thing, f of 1 plus 3 times 0.75. Okay, the last one is the one we haven't figured out yet, which is right here. That is same as f of 1 plus 4 times 3/4, well, which is the same as f of 2, which is that's your last number, the ending number. So I can say h times f of 1 plus 4 times 0.75. So I'm done. Let's see what's that equal to. 67.40625. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so this is what you found. Let me just go and draw my picture again. So upper sum, that upper sum, when you add those upper sum, so upper sum is equal to 67,406. Okay, now I'm going to do lower sum. Lower sum is this. And when you add all the lower sum, is equal to 47,156. All right, does everybody follow me? Okay, do you follow me what I'm doing? Does anybody have a questions? So on your exam, when I ask you to find the area under the curve using a rectangles, this is what you have to do. Say, if I changed. Okay, so if I changed, I I want to change my n to be a different number. Okay, I'm gonna use same n, same graph, but say I want to change it. Say I want to change from my A to be 2 and my B to be still 4. Okay, so I want my n to be say 8. That means I'm going to have 8 rectangles. Okay, that means I have to find my width again. You want me to call it width as W, so it'll be easy for you to see it. So width is going to be what? B minus A, everything over N. So that's equal to 0.25 only. So now my graph is completely changed. So I'm looking from 2 to 4, but this time I'm going to make 8 rectangles. All right, and I don't feel like to keep doing this differently. So the best thing is this. So lower sum is just use a variable. So you don't have to change your numbers again and again. So the best thing is this. You're going to do W times F of A plus W times F of A plus W plus W times F of A plus 2 times W. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do 8 of them. So you got 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do 4. W times F of A plus 4 times W and W times F of A plus 5 times W plus W times F of A plus 6 times W. How many do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one more. W times F of A plus 7 times W. So this is 8 rectangles. Start from where? From A. So you get 441875. Now I want the upper sum. So upper sum, I'm gonna use exact. So what I did is I used the upper page, so I can just paste this one. So upper sum, I don't start in with A. I'm starting with this number. Okay, that's my. So lower sum starts this number, which is F of A. Okay, but upper sum starts with this number, which is F of A plus a W. So I'm gonna keep going. They're all same. The middle part is all same. So I'm gonna add one more here. W times F of A plus 8 times W. That's 8 rectangles that ends it where? Ends it B. So the 8 rectangle ends right here, FOB. This is your B. That's your A. So I'm done. So I can finish my work. You see, by defining all this, 1, 2, 3, 4, by defining this, I can finish all this work in 5 lines instead of tedious doing one by one. So you just found it. So upper sum and then lower sum one eight seven. So in other words, upper sum and lower sum, in between them, you will see your true answers. So lower sum, let me do lower sum picture. Lower sum picture looks like this. So just bit under the area. And upper sum looks like this. Just a little bit more. So blue rectangle contains little more than true area of under the curve. The red rectangle has little bit less than true area of under the curve. All right, anybody have questions about how to use Julia to find your area under the curve using rectangles? So anybody have questions? All right, if you have questions, let me know right now so I can see what kind of questions you have. Does somebody have questions? Let me see. One number, this is part of your homework from, I believe, 4.2, finding your area under the curve. So that problem is similar to this. Let me see. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna stop sharing. So you have, hopefully you have this. Okay, take a screenshot if you need to. Okay, so take a screenshot so you know how to do this problem. It is recording. So all my work or our lecture is posted in YouTube. So you can, if you have my, remember I told you subscribe. So whenever my student worker upload the picture, the videos, and you know how to get it. All right, so I'm gonna stop recording this, stop showing this, so you can see my other screen. Okay, it's a problem like this. All right, this is like a problem that I'm asking you to do. Okay, you wanna find upper sum and lower sum. So this is what I just did, okay? It's not exactly the same problem, but I changed my function, but the idea is the same. Okay, this is what you asked me about. This is what you asked me. Okay, so I think you. Let me see who asked me. Chevian, that's what you asked me. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Like this problem here, that's your A is a 3, B is a 5, N is a 4. Then your width is B minus A over N, or you can say 5 minus 3 over 4, which is equal to 2/4, which is 1/2 in your case. All right. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. Anybody have a questions from homework problem that you want me to go over? Because as I said before, I will ask you for sure. I'll ask you one of a problem like this on your exam. So you make sure that you know how to use Julia to do it. So your work will be much less. And only thing that you need to show is, you know, this one.